here at Albert Park Lake with my Porsche Cayman 987 base model, and in a couple of months' time this location will pay host to the Australian Grand Prix, which is exciting. This is my 2008 base Cayman. I've had this car for about 4.5 years, and this is my last day with the car. I've just sold the car, so it's time to move on. There's a number of reasons I'm going to sell this car. First of all, space. I'm finding it just a bit too small and a bit too cramped, particularly on longer journeys and longer distances. Second of all, I just want to move on from it. I think I've had it for 4.5 years and I don't really have any plans to modify it or change it or individualize it in any way. So I'm kind of at a point where I'm happy to move on from it and prepared to move on. At Winton, I did a day there, a few fun laps, and I took the car to about 190, 200 on the course. So that was lots of fun to actually stretch the legs of the car and see what it was capable of. On the track, it's a great handler, well balanced. I did find it lacking, and particularly the electronic stability control kept cutting quite a lot, so I did turn that off. But generally speaking, a great car to take on the track. If I could say one thing, it did feel a bit heavy on the track, so I guess if you could take out anything in terms of take out the interior just to lighten the load somewhat. Perhaps it would also perform better with some lighter wheels. I know Caymans came from a 17, an 18 and a 19-inch wheel. These are the 18s. If I was to take it on the track again, I would actually recommend taking the 17s. So the car has done 185 kilometers. In my ownership, about 35,000 kilometers. So the base Cayman is fairly reliable, from what I've heard. There is an issue with the IMS that a lot of Porsche owners would be well aware of. So generally speaking, in my research, the more kilometers a car has done, it's less likely to occur. So I haven't had any issues with that. Again, that's something for the new owner to investigate and research. This is just the 2.7 litre base Cayman. So the S model comes with the 3.4 in the 987 series. So the 2.7 compared to the 3.4 does lack a bit of pace and a bit of torque, I'd say. But for daily, it's been more than adequate. I've done one track day with this car, which was lots of fun. And I've had many good road trips and drives with it. So I'll miss the handling, the mid-engine, well-balanced feel of this car is something I'll miss. But practicality sometimes overweighs the sportiness. One of the disadvantages with the Cayman is the lack of space, particularly behind the seats. If I move the seat forward, you can see there's a lot of space there, but then for anyone taller than myself, if you need to move the seat back, there's literally no space behind. So in terms of cabin space and in terms of rear space, the 911 is a much better option. Maintenance costs of this car have been about $700, $600 for servicing. In terms of any faults with the car, a sensor, an O2 sensor went on the car, which was $500. The headlining of the car actually fell down. That was a $400 fix. What else has gone wrong with the car? A tyre got a puncture, and also a battery had to be replaced. So there were a few maintenance items that I had to pay for over the life that I had the car. One of the advantages of the Cayman is the deep boot. You can definitely fit a carry-on size luggage bag in here. Here you've got your battery, an emergency kit here as well. So it is quite a deep boot for a sports car. At the back, you have a more shallow boot. So this one is not as usable, and there's actually a oil and also a coolant reservoir here. I'm quite happy with the value that I sold the car for. It was definitely priced to sell, but over the 4.5 years I've had the car, it's actually made money, which is the first time that's happened for me, so it's pretty good. So the base Cayman comes with a 5-speed manual. The Cayman S is a 6-speed. Having come from a Golf R32 previously, I do actually like a 6-speed. I think having that 6-speed just gives you more options, particularly at higher speeds. So I do actually miss the 6-speed, so that could be something I'm looking forward to in a next car. So I purchased this car for $28,500 back in 2017, and I've just sold the car for $38,000. I think I could have probably got a bit more for the car, but I'm happy to see it go quite quickly. In my ownership of the car, I've taken the car on quite a few rough roads, particularly gravel roads. So it's copped its fair share of stone chips and damage, which I can show you. So the bumper up here is quite stone chipped and scarred, plus the bonnet here as well. Also, I have hit a few low-lying obstacles. So the bottom of the bumper here is fairly scratched up, but it is to be expected when you use a car like this. A sports car wasn't made for some of the roads that I've travelled on. So I did have plans to perhaps get the bumper and the front, the bonnet repaired and repainted, but that's something now for the new owner too. So this car is completely stock, even down to the head unit. You can see that it's original OEM 2007, 2008. Again, I was tempted to replace the head unit, but I think I'm glad I kept it stock. So have I made a mistake by selling this car? Should I keep it? Is it a future classic that is only going to get up in value? Only time will tell. Please let me know in the comments. Until the next video, catch you later.